And our second game tonight pits a pair of at-large 12 seeds in the Midwest region. The South Florida Bulls and the California Golden Bears. The survivor here will advance to Nashville to take on Temple out of the Atlantic 10. And we welcome you inside University of Dayton Arena. Hi, everybody. Ian Eagle along with Jim Spadarkle. Vermont takes the first game here tonight in the first four over Lamar. You had an America East school knocking off a Southland Conference school. It's a little different, right? Two power conferences, Big East against the Pac-12. Let's start with Cal, Jimmy, because it's a bit of a bone of contention out on the West Coast. Pac-12 only got two teams in the NCAA tournament. It's Cal and Colorado. We know that Cal has got an engine in Jorge Gutierrez, really runs the show.
Really does, and he's also a tempo setter for this team. He's very good in the half-court sets where he likes to put the ball on the floor, can make things happen off the dribble. But he's really the leader and the go-to guys, the player of the year in the Pac-12, also the defensive player of the year. So obviously at both ends of the floor, he's very important and even likes to get up and down with the transition. So you talk about going up and down the floor. Who's going to stop him and how? Well, the Bulls of South Florida are pretty good defensively. They just really flat out stop people defensively. A lot of different areas. In the passing lanes, they squeeze the floor. Occasionally, they go up and down. Not a high-powered offensive scoring team, but defensively, they are terrific.
So earlier, the Catamounts of Vermont won their second ever NCAA tournament game. Can South Florida win its first? And Cal with an opportunity to move on to the second round as well. All the action coming up from Dayton on True TV.
Coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament is sponsored by Northwestern Mutual, the United States Postal Service, and by Mercedes-Benz.
The South Florida Bulls' first NCAA tournament appearance since 1992. And what a turnaround led by their head coach, Stan Heath, now at his fifth year with the program. As we check in right now with the third member of our broadcast team, it's Lewis Johnson.
Well, Stan Heath spent 5 seasons under Tom Izzo at Michigan State. And I asked him earlier today, what did he learn as his assistant that will help him now in this tournament play? And he said, number one, Izzo was a master at taking his bracket and treating it as a tournament itself. He said he wanted to keep the players looking at the present, not looking at other sections of the bracket, and looking ahead to other potential matchups. And the other thing he carries to the floor tonight is that in tournament play, Izzo taught him that defense and rebounding were keys to winning championships. So now in his 5th season, Stan Heath building on those experiences from Michigan State.
Oh, no doubt about it. And remember the great run he had as the head coach at Kent State, the Elite Eight in 2002. Here's the starting 5 for the South Florida Bulls. Anthony Collins, Hugh Robertson, Victor Rudd Jr., Ron Anderson Jr., and Augustus Gilchrist. They limit teams to 56.9 points per game. The California Golden Bears, 24-9 this season out of the Pac-12. Berkeley, California. Justin Cobbs, Jorge Gutierrez, the talented multidimensional Alan Crabb, Harper Camp, and the freshman David Kravish up front. Mike Montgomery now in his 4th year at Cal, 30th year as a Division I head basketball coach, 8 years at Montana, 18 years at Stanford, went to the NBA for 2 years with the Golden State Warriors. His 15th NCAA tournament appearance, went to the Final Four with Stanford in 1998. And our officiating crew for the final game of the first 4 here in Dayton, Mark Whitehead, Doug Shows, and James Barker. Style-wise, we understand South Florida wants to grind it out, play defensive basketball. How will California look to attack that philosophy of the Bulls?
I think the first thing they're going to have to do is set their spacing up pretty well at the offensive end of the floor. Set good screens. Mike Montgomery mentioned that screens are so important with his team in terms of making sure that spacing works and the timing and your plays work against a solid defensive team.
It's the Bulls and the Bears, the all-Wall Street matchup. Oh, that's right up your alley.
Oh, right on cue.
South Florida controls the tip. On the outside, Robertson had the ball tipped. Ron Anderson Jr., left hand, it doesn't go. And it's rebounded by Kravish, forced into major minutes because Richard Solomon was ruled academically ineligible. So it's Kravish playing more minutes than Mike Montgomery ever expected, the freshman from Lee Summit, Missouri. Ball movement, Alan Crabb.
Ball movement and body motion is the same. Needs a good combination to get things started for Cal.
Smooth swing man will bounce it inside. Camp gives it up. Gutierrez, the drive, doesn't get the roll. And the rebound controlled by Robertson. South Florida gets it up the floor, averaging just 59 points per game.
And don't let that surprise you, though, Ian. They have a little bit of talent that's hidden here. They have guys who can score, but Stan Heath just does not like to play a game where they turn the ball over. He just can't stomach the turnovers.
Lowest scoring team in the Big East this season. The bounce on the interior. Pump fake, Gilchrist. The foul and the bucket. Augustus Gilchrist is the leading scorer for South Florida this season at 9.6 points per game.
And what makes it work is the drive to the basket by Collins. As a freshman, he sets the tempo for this team, gets the shoulders by defensively. The bigs have to rotate to try to close it up. Not enough time to finish.
And out on the free throw. Gilchrist shoots it at 69%. The only team in the NCAA tournament that doesn't have a player averaging double figures. 2-0, South Florida. Justin Cobbs, the transfer from Minnesota, setting things up. Cobbs on a kick out. Camp lines it up. Jump shot doesn't go. And it's rebounded by Collins. Anthony Collins, only a freshman. Stan Heath was raving about how savvy, how mature he's been, and the improvement that he's seen in his first year.
It's almost a hesitation for Stan Heath when we referenced him as a freshman, too. He's, you know, I don't even think of him as a freshman anymore.
Playing point guard in the Big East as a freshman. And controls the pace for South Florida. So much responsibility. Splits defenders. Collins zigzags to the hoop. And the scoop goes down for Anthony Collins.
Now, one of the other things to watch for with Collins is at about 6'1", maybe not that tall, but that's what they list him. You will not see a guy keep the ball lower to the floor on his dribbles than Collins does.
Gutierrez offers it up. A little too strong. Kravish got his hand on it, but they couldn't save it. Crabb was out of bounds for Cal, and it's 4-0 Bulls.
See, I'm 6'5", Ian. No way I'm getting down here as a defensive guard to play that guy. And the big guys are going to have their trouble if they're 6'3", 6'4", who get stuck with the switches trying to guard him.
Do you mean now or when you actually played?
Doesn't matter. Either or.
4-0 South Florida. Collins sets up the offense. Victor Rudd. What a high ceiling he has.
Yep.
Literally can jump very high, but also his skill level, and there's room for improvement. Collins, he's got that funky shot.
Yeah, it's like a jump shot and a shot put in one shot.
Reset though, here's Anderson on the outside for Rudd, transferred from Arizona State. So Cal is very familiar with him from his days in the then Pac-10, now Pac-12. Gilchrist. A long two-pointer for the big man. A lot of inside-outside ability for Augustus Gilchrist from Clinton, Maryland. And a 6-0 lead for the Bulls.
And he shoots at 30% from that range, so it's not unlike him to take some of those shots from long range.
Cobbs is off the mark from long range. Collins pushing tempo a bit. Collins trying to get his way on the inside. Gutierrez, though, was there to clog up the hole. So now South Florida will take its time, get into a set with just about 4 minutes gone by, and Cal is yet to get on the board. They're 0 for 4. Outside, Collins. Zone look here for Cal. Bumping bodies. Anderson can't get it to drop it. It's rebounded by Cobbs. Sophomore, strong, athletic combo guard. And a foul called off the drive by Cobbs as he got into the lane. It'll work against Anthony Collins, the freshman. We'll step aside. 15:58 to play in the first half. And South Florida off to the 6-0 lead.
Lose the gel. Get the hold without the hard with new Axe Hold Plus Touch. And get the look that gets the girls.
Need any help?
Nope, just checking out my ad.
Nice. But, you know, with every door direct mail from the Postal Service, you'll find the customers that matter most, the ones in your neighborhood. Print it yourself, or we'll help you find a local partner, and postage is under 15 cents.
I wish I would have known that, because I really don't think I chose the best location.
Well, that's not so bad. I mean, you got a deal, right?
Go online to reach every home, every address, every time with Every Door Direct Mail.
Aggressive new styling, a more fuel-efficient turbocharged engine, and a completely redesigned interior. The new C-Class, with over 2,000 refinements. It's amazing, inside and out. The C-Class starts at just $34,800.
Watch every 2012 March Madness game live on your computer, iPad, iPhone, or select Android phones with NCAA March Madness Live. Visit ncaa.com/March Madness for more information. Sluggish start here for California. 6-0 lead for South Florida. Mike Montgomery, when we chatted with him yesterday, he said, look, I've been around the Pac-12 for a long time, that conference for a long time. And he didn't think it was as down as some people were making it out to be. But the problem, teams in the conference did not have quality wins outside the conference. So once they started playing one another, jumper for Crab doesn't go. The wins didn't mean a whole lot on a national scale.
Well, and he also made the point, which I agree with, you know, not many people really pay attention to the conferences in general and how difficult it is to win at an opponent's place in a conference like the Pac-12 right now. Going to at Washington, for example, a tough place to win. And I think it's the same that can be said about the Big East. You know, people are saying that about South Florida. Who did they play and who did they beat? You know, they got Villanova, with all due respect to Jay Wright, you know, studios tonight twice, but they beat them at Villanova.
Here's Collins with the leaner. And South Florida opens up an 8-0 lead on Cal.
They also got iron in their schedule. They beat Pittsburgh twice. We'll go to Pitt and play Pitt and beat them. Beat Louisville at Louisville. They've done that with those three teams on the road this year, South Florida.
Who is going to get the Golden Bears going here? The spin. Camp, tough shot, and the foul. Harper Camp, the senior, very physical, efficient, and a very good passer out of the post. You have to respect that part of his game.
And let's see if the defender jumps towards the right side. He does just a little bit. There's an instinct with Anderson Jr. just then. You play a guy, you normally, for the most part, play a lot of righties. So your instincts defensively are when he turns to shoot, I'm going to lean and jump towards the right side. This guy's a lefty. Puts it right past him.
And the free throw goes for Camp out of Mesa, Arizona. It took 5 minutes and 4 seconds for California to score, and they trail 8-3.
Camp's been playing well over the last 6, averaging 15 points a game, so he's going to get his touches tonight.
Torlin Fitzpatrick, big body, 6'8", 243 is in for South Florida. So tough to play against the Bulls because they play so hard defensively. They make you work, then they make you work on the other end because they hold on to the ball offensively. Then Collins creates with a floater.
Is he ever good at getting that ball into the middle of the paint area? It's something to watch, and he is really setting a nice tone, putting them up by 7.
You might remember his brother, J.D., who played at West Virginia. Camp working hard off the glass, but he couldn't secure it, and Rudd comes away with it for South Florida.
Pretty good backcourt in that family, huh?
Not bad. They actually got into it doing karate when Collins was 7 years old. He broke his arm, and it changed his shooting motion. So J.D. got the win in that matchup. And a double dribble. Turnover South Florida as Hugh Robertson, is called on the double dribble.
Well, let's take a look. Here he puts the ball on the floor, stops, and put the brakes on. And it turns out it's almost like a push shot that turns into a one-hander when he gets it in close like that because he can reach from that distance.
The scouting report also, he doesn't get rattled.
And that's rare with freshmen. Different level right now as the tournament begins.
Jawanza Poland is in. Jump shot way off the mark. Alan Crabb couldn't get it. And here is South Florida. Rudd forced to give it up. And fortunate for the Bulls that Collins was there. Long jump shot. A banker. Victor Rudd for three.
And he's got that smile on his face, which basically says, I really didn't mean to go glass on that, but I'll take it.
13-3, South Florida. The Bulls are 6 of 9 from the field.
Wow.
Crabb loses the ball. Collins takes it away and streaks in for the easy bucket. Timeout, California.
Wow, do you talk about timing at the offensive end of the floor a lot? How about the timing by Collins on that strip? As the ball leaves, you're thinking jump. He jumps when it's down. He comes up with it, and no one is going to catch him on this break.
Aggressive new styling, a more fuel-efficient turbocharged engine, and a completely redesigned interior. The new C-Class, with over 2,000 refinements. It's amazing, inside and out. The C-Class starts at just $34,800.
Which month would I lose to get more in March? More of this? January? Yeah, definitely January. What? You got a dog?
Yeah, he's a rescue dog. Name's Wego.
What kind of name is that?
Call him.
Here we go.
No. Yep.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Thank you. Here we go.
It's the sure sign of a good time. Just right taste of Bud Light. Here we go.
Faced with becoming nothing, we fight for everything. Mass Effect 3, rated M for mature. Better with Kinect for Xbox 360.
An airline has planes and people. And the planes can seem the same, so it comes down to the people. Because bad weather, the price of oil, those are every airline's reality. And solutions won't come from 500 tons of metal and a paint job. They'll come from people. Delta people, who made us one of the biggest airlines in the world, and then decided that that wasn't enough.
We welcome you back to the First Four, presented by Northwestern Mutual, live here in Dayton. And a battle of 12 seeds in the Midwest region so far. It has been the Anthony Collins show for South Florida.
I like when the freshmen come out and play really nervous. You know, they're real timid, and this guy is really showing us that he's everything but nervous and timid as he goes for the steal right there. Just a terrific start by a youngster leading this South Florida team.
Bulls are 7 of 10 from the field. Collins has scored 8, just below his season average. California is 1 of 8. Outside, Camp lines it up, knocks it down inside the arc.
Good motion away from the ball right there also. A lot of bodies moving. Mike Montgomery makes a nice little set there to get Camp the shot right there at the elbow, a shot that he can knock back very easily.
Camp, who averages 11.3 points per game. Robert Thurman is in for Cal, and a foul called out front against Alan Crabb. Crabb, who's not at 100%, Mike Montgomery telling us that he dealt with shingles, a knee injury. Legs are worn down. It's been a long season in his sophomore year. He's put up good numbers, 15.3 points per game. First team all Pac-12. Lake Nash in for the first time, a sophomore from Casa Grande, Arizona. Cobbs comes out on Nash. Jump shot, Fitzpatrick nails the three. Torlin Fitzpatrick, a local guy out of Tampa, Florida, where South Florida is located. Terrific range.
Top three at three-point shots.
Ooh. Doesn't go, as Crabb was able to get himself towards the rim and draws the foul on Rudd. So that's the first on Victor Rudd. Crabb to the free throw line when we come back. California already in a hole, down 13 first half.
The Titans are breaking free. That will mean the end of the world.
Gracias, win.
What are you waiting for?
Wrath of the Titans. Rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX 3D March 30th.
You can choose one of the many family vehicles that happens to have 7 seats. Or you can choose the all-new JX Luxury crossover by Infiniti that actually seats 7 comfortably. With innovative second-row seating that makes third-row access effortless, even with a child seat installed.
Matt Weiner back in the studio. Reminder, the second wave of games in the first full day tomorrow includes BYU and Marquette on CBS and Harvard and Vanderbilt on TNT. The Crimson's first trip to the NCAA tournament since 1946.
And Matt, very tough draw against a Vanderbilt team that comes into the tournament with a lot of confidence, knocking off Kentucky in the SEC championship game. And you could feel the Commodore season was building down the stretch. That is a very talented group.
They have a couple of players that have the seniors that can really lead. They have guys who can shoot the basketball. Tommy Amaker's team is going to have to really be patient with that one. And you think that through, and Marquette also mentioned right there, another Big East team that goes up and down the floor, pretty talented team. So you would expect that they would put a good showing up at both ends of the floor also.
California making its 17th NCAA tournament appearance. Lost to Duke back in 2010 in the round of 32, 68-53. Robertson works it inside. Great position by Ron Anderson Jr. to get the bucket.
Gets his touches down on the blocks. He uses that big body and that frame to really position himself so very well.
They are 9 of 12 from the field. Post-up opportunity. Cobbs will back it out. Gutierrez is yet to really get involved here for Cal. Turnaround, Camp, soft touch.
He's got some tricks down low, doesn't he, with that little jump hook? A couple of people brought up the name way back. Dave Cowens with the Boston Celtics with that little jump hook from the left side.
Harper Camp, over 1,000 career points at Cal. 20-9, South Florida. Jump shot, Fitzpatrick. Camp got banged down low by Ron Anderson Jr. It will work against the Bulls. Anderson Jr. transfer from Kansas State, so he actually has NCAA tournament experience, unlike anybody else on this roster.
Right, only player to have it.
First tournament bid since 1992. They lost that year to Georgetown, 75-60. Third overall NCAA tournament appearance for South Florida. They've never won a game in the NCAAs. Camp. Tip and attempt. Thurman got his hands on it, and it's touched last by South Florida, Augustus Gilchrist.
Thurman's a big, broad body down there, and they have to keep him off the glass. Really looks to make some action.
It's been all camp from the field, the only Cal player with a field goal until now. And there is Robert Thurman, the walk-on, transferred from Norwich University. And again, seeing time, they're so slim down low because of the situation with Richard Solomon. Just not a lot of depth up front. Mike Montgomery talked about that yesterday.
Call him the Thurminator.
Who does? Apparently you do.
I make stuff up as I go along.
20-11 South Florida. Okay, the Thurminator. Victor Rudd clears it. Here's Collins now with the shot clock down to 3. Robertson hits the rim on a 3-ball, but well short. Cobbs in transition. Whoa. That collision, a domino effect. 3 players go down. Robertson in the open floor. Gutierrez is called on the foul. Don't miss True TV's #1 hit show, the all-new season of Hardcore Pawn, 9:30 p.m. Tuesday night on True TV. So to the free throw line is Hugh Robertson. He's been a stopper for this South Florida team. You can say that about a lot of guys defensively. Came out of Tallahassee Community College. And doesn't get the roll on the first attempt. 72%, originally from Macon, Georgia.
Smith checks in for California.
And a change here for Cal as Brandon Smith, the junior point guard, checks in for the first time. Missed them both.
Smith will direct the traffic. Doesn't look to shoot a whole lot, but will set people up.
Originally a walk-on, then given a scholarship. Kraft trying to get in on the act and missed it long. Here's Collins the other way for the Bulls. Gilchrist, kick out. Rudd, pull up, pop, book it.
And Rudd's a guy who has talent, where he can really space you out with that long-range shooting. Take it off the dribble to the basket also. Terrific talent.
And he has put together quite a highlight reel this season with fantastic finishes. Outside, Smith is looking to probe, gives it up Gutierrez. They've been all over him. Gutierrez, the leaner. It goes for Gutierrez. The Pac-12 Player of the Year and that non-stop motor. He's been the glue guy for 4 years with this Cal program. Just plays with an intensity. Mike Montgomery's first recruit at Berkeley.
First guy in conference history to get both awards, too. Player of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year awards.
22-13, the bounce down low. Oh, nice fake. Gilchrist got 2 Cal players in the air and ducked underneath for the deuce.
Sometimes you see the big guys get that big old fake going and they move their feet, but he just firmly put the pivot foot down and was patient and finished.
Thurman way off. Out of bounds as bodies spilled out.
Now watch the hesitation. Here comes the fake. Boom, so long, guys. And I'll just finish it off on the other side. Well done. Great footwork.
Augustus Gilchrist, transfer from Maryland, and he can be dominant at times because he commands those double teams. You have to respect his offensive game. Over 1,000 career points, 18th player in South Florida basketball history to eclipse that mark. They come up on 8 minutes to play. California's trying to chip away at this lead. South Florida got out of the gates in a hurry.
Yeah, their last 4 minutes, Cal, a little bit better, but here comes the defense, how they squeeze and make it tough down low with those interior passes.
3rd turnover for the Golden Bears. Travish back in for Cal. Rudd. And some activity away from the ball as Harper Camp got tied up on the baseline. That's his first. 24-13, South Florida leading Cal first half.
Coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament is sponsored by Allstate, AT&T, and by DirecTV.